I'm here in the temperate forests of Maine, and for the next 5 days, I'll be traveling the coastal northeast. We'll be lobster trapping on the Atlantic Ocean, hiking in Acadia National Park, fishing for mackerel, striper, and squid, sea kayaking to an island, exploring abandoned lighthouses, and eating some delicious seafood. So come along with me and my family for an awesome adventure. Just landed in Portland, Maine. We're going on a lobster excursion right now. These are the lobster traps they use. As you can see, they're pretty big. As you can see, the lobsters can crawl in, but they can't get out. Just like the crawfish traps we use in Minnesota. These are massive bluefin tuna tails, I believe. They have them up here as trophies. All right, well, we're heading out with Rocky Bottom Fisheries to hopefully go trap a bunch of lobster in some traps here. Here's the boat we're going on, the Jackpot. Seen a lot of seals out here. Pulling up trap number 1.
See what we've got here. And I have a girl. We can tell from these top 2 swimmerettes that are different from the other ones, right?
Any part of their body but their eyeballs and their tail, they'll regenerate. They'll also grow over 100 years. These things will live over 100 years. This is a Jonah crab. You can tell it's a male because this piece right here is very narrow. A female, this is much rounder. The hips are separated more and it's much more rounded and wide.
We're gonna get suited up to go to work.
That one? Yeah. Yeah, he gets the keeper. That's a nice lobster right there.
Yeah, that is.
You got a male or a female?
Male.
That's a male. Put it right in the eye socket.
Okay.
That's a keeper. Yeah. Anybody? Yep. Turn it sideways. Slip it out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
There we go, legal sized male. Just like a massive crayfish. This guy's only like a pound, they get 40 pounds, absolutely insane. This is his ripping claw right there, it shreds things, and this is his crushing claw.
The needle, take the fish, have your hand on either side, and you need to go at the hardest.
The whole bay here is about 20 to 75 feet. We just dropped that trap in 35. This is the tank full of all the lobsters. They got it constantly being pumped with fresh seawater. Gonna go pick up another trap right now.
About $7 a pound to the boat. Like doubles at the
There's a bigger one.
Sometimes triples. Restaurant. Obviously big enough.
Bigger the other way. This is a little rock crab. You can see right there the girls have a rounded part, and this is a male because it's pointed. That was fun. We might go get a little bit of an oyster snack. Well, while my family is figuring out the plans what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna go see if there's any stripers living downtown. I've got my extendable rod here, but it should be able to handle them. Spot looks kind of good. All right, well, I'm at a little random spot here, and there's some water dumping out here and a bunch of structure for these fish to be hiding in. I think it's probably worth the try. We got 10 minutes or so. This will imitate a little flashy minnow in the water. I'm gonna throw this around. Well, this ain't Florida, so the saltwater fishing really isn't easy to find fish. Luckily, I got 5 days of this, so hopefully I can find some stripers. As long as the striper hook isn't massive, I should be able to land them with this. We're gonna try this whopper plopper because it's somewhat top water conditions right now. Striped bass are a species that's notorious for schooling up and chasing down bait fish, and you'll see them splashing and chasing the fish around, but I'm not seeing much activity here. Where are they at? Gonna try out this ridge as one last hope. Last chance before I go, I'm gonna try out this ridge here. There's part of a lobster buoy right here. This is that seaweed I found in Alaska that pops. Dude, I just got smoked. Oh my gosh. Let's head out of here. This is called bladder rack. It's a type of seaweed. I found some in Alaska too, and it's actually edible. It's used for medicinal purposes too, but it tastes like kind of like a salty cucumber. Well, I'm pretty sure that was a striper that hit me, but I don't know for sure. After the USS Maine was sunk in Cuba in 1898, they salvaged this gun from it. And they brought it back to its home state of Maine.
You need bites?
Little cocktail sauce on there.
Why are you YouTubing?
It's good. That was good. Gonna grab some seafood here for dinner. Got some tuna and mashed potatoes and broccoli. That's really good. We're at Walmart. I gotta pick up my fishing gear for this trip. Get some Senkos for tomorrow morning. They got a ton of saltwater gear I've never seen before. One of these. You can use this and catch 5 mackerel or pollock at the same time. Unfortunately, they're out of squid jigs. Gonna have to see if I can catch them on a jerkbait or something. Well, it's about 10:30. We just got to the hotel, and I gotta go to bed because I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow morning and fish a hidden lake in the woods for a species I've never caught before. Well, good morning for the first day in Maine. I gotta walk about half mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile down to a hidden lake in the woods with the species that I've never caught before, which is pickerel. Chain pickerel. They're like a smaller version of a pike, a little bit more green and super aggressive. There's also apparently big largemouth in here and possibly even brook trout. This is the middle of nowhere, Maine, out here in the forest. And Maine is actually 90% forest. It's the most forested state in the US. Okay, well, we made it to the lake. Well, these are literally the best possible conditions ever for a whopper plopper. We gotta throw it. If they're not eating top water, then hopefully they'll go finesse. I've got some Senkos here, watermelon color, the best color of Senko in my opinion. Just go right through the middle, wacky rig. Oh, just got it and got him. He's tiny, but that's my first Maine bass. Apparently like 5-pound bass, like a lot of 5-pound bass, but I'm seeing a lot of signs of there being high pressure here. There's a chatterbait in the tree, a couple Senkos on the ground, I found a pair of pliers on the ground, and there's line tangled in a bunch of stuff. So I think some kids really pressure this spot, and these fish, I've seen a lot of baits before. I've got to be back in about 40 minutes, so I have time for one more spot. I'm gonna head to a different stream where there's brook trout, and hopefully I can catch some of those. Boom. Got a black rooster tail, the bang lure for catching brook trout. And right here we have a crystal clear stream that hopefully there's some big colorful brook trout living in. I'm gonna fish this, make my way up to the dam. We'll see what happens. I love the biome of Maine with all the ferns and like the wet temperate rainforest of this place. Here's the dam. Oh, there's one. Oh, I lost him. Instantly when I cast it into the waterfall. Try it again. There's one. Yep. Do I got a fish? Oh, I do have a fish. Oh, that's big. What is that? I thought it was snagged on a duck for a second. Hold on, we got something big here. Oh, it's a smallmouth. Chubby little smallmouth there living in the creek. Oh, smashed again. Another little bass. Well, so far no signs of a brook trout living beneath this, only smallmouth. So I'm gonna head up here above the dam where there's pickerel, there's big smallmouth, and we'll see what else is living up there. Ah, well, Maine is gorgeous, I must say. With the water being as calm as it is, we'll try the water plopper again. Oh my gosh, what is that? Oh my gosh, I lost him. Something, he got it again. Something destroyed it. What is that? Oh, it's a bass. Holy crap. Another smallie, this one on the whopper plopper. All right, there we go. Another little smallmouth. That was sick. He ate it twice. Whoa. Where are the brookies at, bruh? I've given up hope on the brookies here, but we are going to have more opportunities to catch them the next couple of days while we're hiking in Acadia National Park. I'm waiting on my ride to pick me up. Well, welcome to Acadia National Park. This is a view of the ocean and some of the 4,600 islands here in Maine. Some kind of big orange berries here. This is the Gulf of Maine on the Atlantic Ocean here. And around that point over there is the most eastern point in the United States. There's a massive beach here, everybody's swimming. This is some beautiful saltwater though. Bruh. We're headed over to a spot called Thunder Hole where the water crashing up on the rocks at high tide sounds like thunder. There's got to be some stripers roaming around down there. Water is so clear too. There's a ton of buoys out there that all look like lobster traps, but there's way too many to just be that. This is Thunder Hole. The water comes crashing in here, but it's too low of a tide right now. Acadia National Park is one of the most well-groomed national parks in the country because back when it was funded mostly by rich guys like JP Morgan. So all the trails and everything's really nice. Well, while my family goes hiking up there, I've snuck some time away to go fishing down on these rocks. Okay, well, there's a number of species that live down here along the shoreline, and the two that I'm going to be targeting is mackerel and pollock. For bait, I'm using a rig I've never used before. It's called the Piscator rig. I bought it at Walmart last night, and it's got 5 different hooks that are all supposed to look like tiny little minnows. They've got a little bead on there for attractant, and you just hop this around using a jig head as weight because they didn't have the other ones at the store. And I think I'm going to cast that out here, and hopefully we can catch some fish. There's a box jellyfish down there. The Piscator or Piscator rig is also a sabiki rig, is what most people call it. And you know how you gotta find the birds to find the fish? I'm seeing a bunch of seagulls swimming around over there, so I'm gonna head over there. There we go, we got a bunch of structure down here. Casting it out, let it fall to bottom, and then pull it up slowly. We're on, there we go. Fish on. Let's go. What is that? He's got me stuck on the ledge. What is it? What is it? Oh, it's a pollock. Let's go. First pollock ever. Well, this is an Atlantic pollock. This is about the average size, and you can eat these. There's not a lot of meat on there. But yeah, they do serve these in restaurants. There we go, my first one ever on the sabiki rig. Let's get him back. I want to try to catch a mackerel too while I still have time here. And down living in those jetty, all the rocks and current, everything's stirring up. I think there should be a bunch more of them down there. I might go back to that sabiki rig in a little bit, but I got a 1/3 ounce silver Castmaster spoon. And since mackerel are more of an aggressive fish, I might have some more luck with this. All of the rocks out here at the edge are completely housed in barnacles. But I gotta head on out of here. Luckily, I have some way better fishing spots planned for the next couple days. I'm gonna go grab some dinner. Lobster, shrimp.
So be careful. Yeah, I can.
This is Bar Island out here. Only when the tide is super low like this are you able to walk across out to the island. In a few hours, all this will be underwater. Look at these little sea snails, still moving around. Since part of the day, fish can literally swim over this. Look at, you got tons of little clams all over the place. This huge kelp leaf. That's a razor clam shell right there. A crab leg right there. If I wasn't wearing tennis shoes, I could actually walk out and find some crabs. But I think we're gonna head back right now. Protein milkshake. Well, we gotta wake up early. We got a kayak tour at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're heading out on the sea, so I'll see you guys then. All right, well, good morning. We gotta go to a kayak tour right now. We're heading out on a sea kayaking tour with Coastal Kayaking Tours. They got a jar of sea glass here. We're right here.
Oh, yeah.
Ears, if it does.
We're dialed.
And what you guys are seeing is a kelp garden. If you've ever brushed your teeth, you've probably eaten kelp. President of Bar Island, his name was Jack Merkins.
We're over a kelp bed right now. There's about 10 double-crested cormorants on that boat right there. Lobster trap right there. Water visibility's got to be at least 20 feet out here.
The water here will never get above 57 degrees. These guys are migrating. In fact, they're saying that we may have a collapse of our lobster industry in the next 30 to 50 years. You'll know. A Nazi submarine sat out there for 8 nights, carrying its crew, a Nazi spy, and a US defector.
There's hundreds of lobster traps over there. That's what most of these boats here are doing.
Eyes down.
There's got to be 1,000 traps here.
Alright, young man, same process.
Pretty much all the shorelines here in Maine are covered by this bladderwrack. I believe it's the most common type of seaweed here in Maine. It's like bubble wrap. This is kelp. We paddled over massive kelp beds. I believe this is edible too. We're here on a remote island and we're gonna do some digging in the rocks for sea glass. If you don't know what sea glass is, it's basically glass that's been washed into the ocean and eroded and smoothed out over a bunch of years until it washes up on a beach like right here. Gotta take a big flat rock and scrape down. Oh, there we go. That's a piece of sea glass. They come in every color that glass comes in. This is probably from a beer bottle or something. Got another one. Look at that little green piece. Look at this also. Some of these rocks are literally metabolized. Super shiny. Pretty sick looking. Oh ho ho. There's way more. Look at the piece on top right there. There's way more over here in the shallow stuff. That's pretty sweet. We're gonna make a paddle around this island. On these sea kayaks, you use a pulley lever system. So with my left foot and my right foot, I've got 2 levers. And on the back, there's this thing. When I push it to the right, I go that. Push it to the left, I can turn that way. And you really don't have to turn with the paddles at all. This is Long Porcupine Island over here. We're at the south side of the island now, so this is facing straight out into the Atlantic. You can tell the water is noticeably way colder here. Some lobster traps way out here. We gotta get through this channel. There's a giant cruise ship headed straight for us.
Send out your strongest warrior! What's crazy is that guy's gonna go up to this big old international pier up here, pull a 180 and park it. In the 1700s, the English decided they wanted to take over Acadia.
The tide's gone up and we're now currently paddling over that little sandbar we walked across last night.
Heads up!
Look.
Right in front of me!
That yacht way over there used to be Steven Spielberg's. It's got an indoor and outdoor pool and multiple movie watching rooms.
Oh!
We just kayaked 7 miles in 4 hours. And I'm headed down to the pier right now because apparently the mackerel are running like nobody's business. I see some fish down there. They're not mackerel though. Tourists won't leave me alone, but I'm gonna switch to a little Castmaster. So basically what's going on here is there's current coming through the whole day as the tide's going in or out, and the mackerel use that to feed on their fish, and it gets closer and closer to tide change, which is the 30 minutes before and after high tide or low tide when there's no current coming through. So that prime 30 minutes right before it stops having current is when I want to be fishing here. No bites yet. I had one follow me in earlier. Oh, I got one right there. Here's a mackerel. Took a long time to catch that though. I was fishing for an hour before this.
What is it?
It's an Atlantic mackerel. Beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Looks like that was a one and done type of deal. We got some hiking to do. Right now we're headed to the Bubbles, which are two massive spherical rocks up here. It's only 0.7 miles, so it's not gonna be that bad. This whole forest is full of American beech trees. This might be a paper birch here. Right there, now to the south bubble. These are high bush blueberries. There we go. Got 6 wild blueberries. You're allowed to forage half a pound of them every day, so those are pretty good. You see all of that? That's all blueberry bushes. Like 6 or 7 of these is worth one regular blueberry. It's Bubble Rock apparently. Bubble Rock. Well, down here is a bunch of blueberries, but growing up top is a different berry. These are black huckleberries. They look kind of similar to blueberries, but they're all dark black. They're edible too. You can actually eat both of these. They just taste a little bit different. That's the inside of a huckleberry. These are all the beech trees, and you can tell it looks like on some of these there's something burrowing into them. Gonna grab some lobster for dinner, but look at the amount of lobster traps right here. Insane. Absolutely bonkers. But we have a chance of catching some squid at night tonight. I'm gonna try after the sun goes down, and that's in about 20-30 minutes. And besides a couple islands over here, you could drive a boat straight south from here, and the first landmass you would hit is Dominican Republic. You can see the fluctuation of the water, 16 feet today.
Yeah, that's fine. This is gonna be more than me.
What can I say? What did you order that you did not get?
Well, squid are a species that swims in shallow to feed on minnows at night, so they're gonna be right under the surface. If there's any down here at the dock, I'm gonna go search for them. I wonder if it has to do with the tide level that there aren't any squid here right now. All right, we're back at the hotel. We gotta wake up super early at 3 a.m. tomorrow for a special surprise. I'm gonna see you guys then. Good morning, it is 4 a.m. We're headed to the top of Cadillac Mountain. Well, we are currently about to witness the first sunrise in all of America today. I saw the sunrise before every single one of you today. Well, this here is Jordan Pond. We're hiking around it right now. It's a glacial lake that was carved by the Wisconsin ice sheet. It's over 150 feet deep, 60 feet of visibility, and the oxygen content in it is super high, making it a perfect lake to hold landlocked Atlantic salmon and lake trout. As you can see, there's a drop off right here, but the lake trout and everything is definitely super deep since it's the middle of July right now. There's a loon right there. Well, if I was going to fish, this would be a spot, because look at this drop off. Straight off. Whole bunch of different minerals mixed in these rocks here. It's like a low elevation version of a high alpine lake. White pine, the only one with needles this thin. Did you know there are saltwater species of sturgeon? This water is home to endangered sword-nosed sturgeon and threatened Atlantic sturgeon living out there in the ocean. Well, this is one of Maine's 65 lighthouses that it has. This one was made in 1836. And the park ranger actually lives in this house still. This is the fog bell. This was used when there was fog out. It was ringing every 20 seconds, but in the 1960s they replaced it with an electric horn. Looky, looky here. Wild raspberries. There's a bunch more raspberries back there. I can't get into them though. Let's go. All right, well, we stopped at a pier quick, and apparently there's mackerel down there. I'm gonna give it a shot. It drops off pretty quick, so I'm just gonna pick a random spot and start fishing. This looks good enough. What's up, fish? What the? I got a squid. It's the first squid ever. Oh, it's the first squid I've ever caught.
What did he catch? He caught a squid?
Look at that thing. He's changing colors as I hold him. Look at that. Look at that, he just inked. I'm gonna throw a spoon. I got hit twice. This one, smashed it. Yes, mackerel. On a spoon. Nice. On the silver 1/3 ounce cast master, oh, we have a Atlantic mackerel, the second one. Yesterday I didn't really get a chance to show it to you guys. They're out here feeding on bait fish, and this spoon hitting it back and forth like a little jittery minnow, and that attracted that guy. Look at on the tail. He can reverse and turn these things to swim and turn direction super fast in the water while they're chasing down bait fish, but that was sweet. Back in. Shoots off. Oh. Jellyfish. Here's another one. Look at that, that's crazy consistency. Dude, look at the size of this one. It's another jellyfish, just massive. Can't imagine a man of war. Here's two more of them, completely transparent. Dropping some suitcases off at the hotel, and we're gonna go get some dinner.
Oh, you got a meal.
I was a sparring partner for Muhammad Ali. I'll take any two of you on right now. We're back at the hotel, and I got one more morning of striper fishing tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna see you guys then. Well, we're at another lighthouse here, and this is where I'm gonna be doing my striper fishing this morning. And what makes it so good is these super rocky, jagged, jetty coasts. So the stripers push bait up in these spots and they feed on them, and you'll maybe see some blow-ups. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to see some blow-ups of some fish chasing. And I'm gonna try to catch one of those Atlantic mackerel and cut it up and use it for bait. Found out about that strat last night. Well, I looked it up, and this is Rugosa rose. We have like a smaller version of this in Colorado. The little plant on it is rose hip, and that's actually edible. As you can see, there's tons of it along these salty shorelines because it's actually a pretty hardy plant. A couple guys striper fishing down there. All right, let's chuck this spoon around out here. Oh, I'm on, we're on. Right there, let's go. Got smashed on the spoon. Oh, he just flopped back in the water. It was a little pollock. Oh, I just got smashed again. Got him. Oh yeah. We're on. What is that? Oh, it's another pollock. Well, it looks like the pollock are in here thick. I just got bit on my very first cast right over there, so I don't think these guys are very good bait for striper. I will have to look it up, but I'm gonna keep trying for a mackerel. Here's one. Please be a mackerel, please be a mackerel. Oh, I lost him. Here's one. There we go. What is that? Oh, I think it's a mackerel. It's a mackerel. No, it's a pollock. Another little pollock. I don't think these are very good bait, so could be wrong. Drop a comment below. So all along the jetties out here, there is a ton of these black shells, which are mussels, so you can use them as bait. But they close up, so you can't get them open. And inside you have all that juice. So I'm gonna try putting this on my hook and see if that gets any more bites. All right, some mussel on the hook. Oh, I just got hit. Oh, I see him, I see him. Oh my gosh, I saw him feeding. That was first cast with the mussel on there. There's a lot of pollock there. I'm gonna see if I can catch multiple at the same time. There's one. There's one. On the sabiki rig. And he just came off. I haven't seen any signs of there being striper here. I haven't seen any feeding frenzies or anybody hooking up on anything. So I think it is mostly just pollock and maybe some mackerel. Gonna try a jerk bait for a striper. I broke off my sabiki rig and I lost my spoon in the rock, so I'm gonna do a last little hope here for a striper, throw around this swim bait. Well, there's a boat jigging for something out there. I don't know what they're going for, but no luck with the striper. So I'm gonna have to come back next summer to the East Coast and target them again. And I'm also gonna be able to get on some big wipers this fall, hopefully in Colorado. So we'll see what happens with that. I just put the rod away. I'm gonna go searching through these tide pools just to see if there's anything cool before we go. Looks like a seagull feasted on a crab. You can see the high tide level right here. Pretty crazy how far it goes, all the way up there. Look at that. That is literally the process of how these rocks get so smooth. Okay, look at all these, not a single jagged edge on any of them. Look at that. Got some sea glass here. We've got a flight to catch, so I'm gonna end this video off here in the rock pools. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 5-day adventure in Maine. I'm planning on doing a whole lot of more adventures like this, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like below, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.